Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. As always, a free way to support the channel is by leaving a thumbs up, by leaving a comment, by leaving 2 comments, by leaving 3 comments, by leaving 4 comments. 1,000 comments, I couldn't think of the next number in the sequence, or by subscribing if you have not already done so. As always, watch out for the people in the comment section who are pretending to be me. Thank you to all the new Patreon members. Thank you to all the people who have joined the channel. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. It says Bitcoin has added $2,500 worth of value in the last 2 days and is eyeing 58,000 US dollars once again, while the total market cap has reclaimed 2 trillion with a T US dollars following a few consecutive days of the price not really having any direction and bottoming at around $55,500. Bitcoin has bounced off and jumped to approximately $58,000. Many altcoins are also well in the green, with Binance coin registering yet another all-time high above $420 and XRP surging back above $1. I think it went to $1.08 or something like that. So at the moment, there's a lot of green in our marketplace. It appears as if Bitcoin still has no idea where it's going. There's a lot of positive altcoin news. A lot of people talking about where this is going, how high that one's going to go. Litecoin forming ultimate alpha. Not sure what that is, but it sounds amazing. Ultimate alpha bullish setup. This was said by Nicholas Merton. It's across the entire board. There's stuff for even not EOS. What's the other one? It doesn't really matter. Across the board, there's an article for every single altcoin talking about how amazing they are, how great they are, how much higher they're going to be going up. I think in the back of our heads, we all can assume that we won't, maybe, probably, potentially not really get anywhere. And I mean like, crazy numbers until Bitcoin just finally moves. Ethereum price forecast, Ethereum bound for $2,500 despite the struggle sustaining uptrend. I don't think there's a real struggle. This is my opinion. A lot of coins have been trying for weeks and they've done fairly well moving up in price, but every single time that Bitcoin falls, they also tend to fall as well. Anyway, that's the price news, if you kind of want to call it that. Tying directly into it, Bitcoin rallied on Thursday after the Federal Reserve vowed to support the economic recovery in the United States. And I'm going to tell you why this is a little weird. The benchmark cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, jumped by 3.8% to $58,083 after declining 2 days in a row. Meanwhile, its rivals across the crypto space, including Ethereum, and its runner-up Binance coin also surged higher, adding almost all I keep reading articles where people keep writing altcoins as alternative cryptocurrencies. I don't know if they're trying to sound like they're from Harvard or what exactly it is. Just say altcoins. We know that they're called altcoins. You don't have to try and extend the entirety of the word to make your sentences longer. Almost all altcoins have a positive correlation with Bitcoin. Traders started flocking into the cryptocurrency market after minutes from the Federal Reserve's March meeting released on Wednesday, which showed that the central bank officials are optimistic about a sustained rebound in inflation. They committed to keep their easy monetary policies unchanged until employment recovers fully, which it's not going to, and from 19-led economic aftermath. None of this is going away anytime soon, and I'm tired of people. Remember that. I'm tired more so of watching like economic news, any of the lettered channels who continuously have numbers and they're like, employment's actually doing pretty good. It's not, though. It's not. These jobs aren't coming back. It's very easy. I told you all before, for those of you who were not here, you're about to learn right now. It's very easy to fake these numbers. It's also easy to make it seem as if there are less people who are looking for jobs than are actually looking for jobs. One of the main metrics that they use for people who are actively looking for jobs is if they have proof and you have shown that you have been sending out CVs or resumes every single day. You are also not charted on these actual pieces of paper or these graphs if you were working at a job for less than a year, or if you don't have proper documentation. It's a whole bunch of different things that they keep adding up to make it seem as if this small group of people are the only people who are actually looking for jobs actively, as opposed to this entire group of people right here. And then they can simply say, well, they got some jobs back and this is great for the economy. No, it's all a lie. Every single little tiny bit of it. And I'm tired of it constantly being thrown out there. Even the news that we had before, there was something a couple of weeks ago. There was some article. It was like, we've printed, I think, 25% of all US dollars ever. And this was weeks ago, ever in existence in the last, I think, 8 months. And it was like, but inflation's not a thing. And I was like, who do you think you're lying to? Like, what's the point of putting out these articles? Are you just trying to get, I don't really know. So that's part one. The other part being the fact that Bitcoin would have gone up at all after this news is a little weird to me. Why? Because if you've been here since last year, this is an article from the 24th of September of last year. It says Fed will keep rates unchanged until at least 2023. The Federal Reserve has mentioned before last year that they expect the economy to be absolute garbage for at least the next 2.5, 3 years. They're keeping rates low. They're going to continue printing money to continue pumping it into financial markets in some sort of way to keep them afloat. We know that it's bad. Did people think that things got better? Is this why the market hasn't really moved or Bitcoin hasn't gone up? Because people assume that people are actually getting their jobs back, or that the trillions of dollars that they've printed over the last 12 months went into a hot air balloon and is on its way to Mars? What's wrong with people? I can't really figure it out. Anyway, that's the reason, and I give you air quotes, as to why Bitcoin went back up. This was the only reason across multiple different websites explaining as to why Bitcoin has crossed $58,000 once again. Not the news that we're getting from, not all the other red flags from every other country who are all, think about that. Why would every other country be desperately trying to make sure that their cryptocurrency rules and regulations and jumping into the market? Why are all these civil servants and all these government leaders and all these other people buying Bitcoin? It's almost like they know that something is happening, right? Weird that they'd be buying billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin as opposed to gold, real estate, or anything else. Anyway, that's the reason apparently why Bitcoin went up news. Sure, why not? We knew this already. I don't know if people. What's the animal? It's said to be goldfish that have a memory span of, was like 15 seconds or something like that. Maybe just a whole bunch of goldfish in the cryptocurrency market. I don't know all the fish out there, so I can't really tell. Anyway, that's the Fed news. Let's moving on. Next up, according to Bloomberg, Bitcoin would replace gold as a global digital reserve asset. Surprise! A new report suggests that Bitcoin's fundamental and technical values are improving despite its recent lackluster price action. Bloomberg released a new edition of its monthly cryptocurrency outlook report titled Rising Bitcoin Adoption Tide. The financial media giant evaluates the different factors contributing to the increasing demand for Bitcoin and provides a forecast to see what the leading cryptocurrency, where it's heading next. Notably, the study is overwhelmingly bullish. What? That's crazy, man. Citing a paradigm shift favoring a pioneer cryptocurrency and replacing gold as the global digital reserve asset. Reserve asset. Global reserve asset. Bitcoin. Global reserve asset. Bitcoin's going to be a global reserve asset. People are selling off their gold to buy Bitcoin. According to Bloomberg, Bitcoin has built a price floor at $50,000. While the overhead resistance around $60K has been weakening over time, the firm expects prices to slide through this hurdle and advance higher over the next few months after the ongoing consolidation period. And I think they have a little chart or something right here. They said a quarter two scenario is breaching 60,000, which we've done before. For some reason, we can't. We hit 61,000. Head towards 80,000. A backup towards 40,000 support is less likely in our view. Here's the actual PDF right here. This is the April edition. Quite fancy indeed. I'm not going to scroll through the entire thing because, we'd be here for forever and a day. Anyway, cool. I find it interesting when financial giants are constantly talking about that Bitcoin's going to take over the world, and other people are like, at least I have my lumens. Anyway, That's the Bloomberg Bitcoin World Global Currency Reserve Asset news. And let's move on. Next up, Fidelity's head of digital assets says that Bitcoin adoption will continue at an accelerated pace, noting that we've reached a tipping point. He explained that investors are increasingly drawn to Bitcoin, particularly in an environment where we've seen unprecedented monetary and fiscal stimulus from central banks and governments in response to 19. Tom Jessop, president of Fidelity, talked about Bitcoin adoption on Wednesday during an interview at MarketWatch. My nose is itching and it won't stop. And Barron's Investing in Crypto event. Jessop is also head of corporate business development for Fidelity Investments. The Fidelity executive says that the maturation and adoption of Bitcoin as an investment class will continue at a rapid pace in the coming years. MarketWatch detailed, adding that this suggests that cryptocurrency may have turned a corner in traditional financial may have. He said, I think we continue to see an acceleration at an adoption at an accelerated pace for a host of reasons. I don't have to go through those reasons. It's probably all the banks on the planet buying Bitcoin. All the government leaders buying Bitcoin. All the you buying Bitcoin. The companies, and the millionaires, and the billionaires, and the gajillionaires all buying Bitcoin. Whenever we get news now, whenever we get news from people like Fidelity or Bloomberg or any other mega financial institution that adoption is here or we've reached a tipping point or whatever words they decide to use, understand that they are not talking about normal people. They are talking about that they have the people who use them. The multimillionaires and the billionaires have come to them and have told them, yes, we are going to be continuously buying Bitcoin. We are a company. We are going to be buying Bitcoin. And you know this because they're Fidelity and they work with them. So when they're talking about actual adoption, it's not people buying fragments of Bitcoin. It's at once someone buying 450 Bitcoin or 10,000 Bitcoin. So I always find that quite fascinating. But eventually the market will move. Eventually we'll get there. Whenever, logic just smacks us across the face because it's anyway, that's the Fidelity news. Not surprising because, logic. And let's move on. Here's an interesting one. As Ripple prepares for court, XRP enthusiasts are rallying around a petition that is asking the SEC chairman nominee Gary Gensler to drop the lawsuit against the blockchain firm that allegedly, so saith the former head of the SEC, that they conducted a $1.3 billion sale of unregistered security offerings. Sure. The petition, launched on change.org by crypto and policy founder Thomas Hodge, entitled Gary Gensler End the War on XRP, was officially announced on the 7th of April. The petition calls on Gensler to scrutinize the SEC's accusations against Ripple and the damage that the regulator's enforcement action has done to XRP retail holders when it sent its price spiraling and forced trading platforms to delist the token. The petition also asks Gensler to investigate the present and past relationships of the former SEC chairman Jay Clayton. That's the guy who launched the lawsuit on his very last day. Because if you really cared about the American people, this is me, my opinion. If you really cared about the American people, wait till your very last day in office to actually do so, as opposed to, not years before. And former SEC Director of Corporate Finance William Hillman, and the U.S., China, and other nations who could help inform why the last-minute lawsuit was brought against Ripple. The petition argues, I have my own tinfoil hat reasons. Think about it. I won't say it out loud, but think about it. Why would someone do that at the last minute? Remember before how we were talking about how we had a lot of billionaires and mega millionaires who came out years later and they were like, Ethereum's going to be number one. I like Ethereum. And they were all news outlets and they kept on saying, Ethereum's going to be great. And at some point, it got leaked exactly how much Ether they actually had and how little Bitcoin they had. So I just assume that there's hands in. Anyway, so the point is, yeah, there's now a petition floating around out there. This was very popular news. Sorry if I sounded like a bee there. This was all over the place. I think it has to do with the actual situation, but also websites, whether they decide to admit to this or not, they love posting XRP news in some sort of way. Just because I think at the moment it's always kind of the most dramatic coin out there, and it has been for a while. If it's not people hating on XRP, it's them loving XRP. It's being flabbergasted that the prices are moving. It's this happening with the security. It's nothing with the security. It's them getting bank partnerships, and then it's always something. So anyway, yeah, very popular. That is probably the most popular news of the day. I mean, it would have been Bitcoin if Bitcoin had moved up more than 2%, but that's something else. These are also everywhere. XRP flashing powerful buy signal, says legendary trader Peter Brandt. I thought that was a helmet. It's not a helmet. It is a train. I was trying to figure out why the helmet had a windshield wiper, and then I realized that made no sense. It does look like a helmet. Think about someone driving like a really fast race car, and then look at it. See, it looks like a helmet. Anyway, really fast race car. Yeah, I decided to only show this one unless you wanted to see an entire video with 19 other tabs showing about where XRP is headed in price. And for the giggles, I decided to throw this one in because I thought it was hilarious. This is an article from October 21st, 2019. It says XRP won't see $1 again. Here's why. And I remembered reading this. Like on this date, I remember the article, and that's how I found it. I found it in my head. There are still many articles like this, and I always find it fascinating how many people will talk negatively about XRP when the price is going down. We've had times before where Bitcoin has dropped in price by 19%, and the entire market's down, and they're like, "You see, XRP went down, right?" It's crazy, XRP's garbage. But then when it goes up, no one says anything. It's completely silent. If XRP falls back down to 69, 70, 71 cents, they'd open up their doors again and start a whole Disney production. Anyway, XRP is probably at some point going to go to $10. It's just completely logical. It's not even a real question anymore. We know that the adoption is there. We're at $1 with a lawsuit. Imagine if there was no lawsuit. Imagine when all the cryptocurrency exchanges, which they can legally do, relist XRP. Anyway, that's the XRP news. This was all over the place. This is not this particular article, which it should have been. I hope people are cataloging these things because, it's fun to look back at the past. Anyway, that's the XRP news. And let's moving on. Next up, Millennium. The US-based alternative investment management firm has become the latest hedge fund to get exposure to cryptocurrencies by Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust. However, the extent of Millennium's exposure to Bitcoin has not yet been disclosed, as both Millennium and Grayscales have refused to comment. I assume it's a lot of money. I just assume it's probably going to be a lot of money. Nevertheless, a report by The Street says two sources claiming to have knowledge of the deal have confirmed Millennium's acquisition of the shares. The report also quotes one of the two unnamed sources suggesting that Millennium, which has $48 billion worth of assets under management, could have been drawn to the crypto asset by the lingering discount on Grayscale's BTC shares. At the time of writing, the discount is down by 11%. A lot of Grayscale news, a lot of Grayscale discount on their shares news. There was some, I don't know if he's a hedge fund manager, some rich person yesterday who was like, stop the lack of the premium. I guess he was really upset at that. There's also speculation that their discount is also having some negative effect on Bitcoin, because if they have a price premium, therefore Bitcoin looks more attractive on exchanges, and therefore they have, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, is this it? Wait, what is this? Yeah, here's the actual article from The Street. Crypto investor, multi-strat millennium books grayscale Bitcoin exposure. Fantastic. I assume this is real because normally, whenever we have sources within the cryptocurrency space, they're always correct. I would assume by Wednesday we should probably have some proper news, or I guess people will do the mathematicals and simply go, hey, Grayscale had this much on Friday. This is how much they have on Wednesday. That is a difference of money that Millennium probably put into the market. Not really sure, just throwing logic out there. This was also kind of popular. I mean, I only found this on I think 2 different websites. I think it's because we maybe don't have an exact number, if you will, and people usually tend to go bonkers whenever we have they bought 45 million or they bought so-and-so million. Who knows? 10, 1, 2, 4. I assume it's over 150 million, maybe even more. If they won't disclose the amount, it could be higher. They're not the only ones. People are always buying. It's kind of like I have no metaphor or no anything for you. It's just kind of like whenever stuff happens, imagine fireworks shooting all around you. You've been there before. You've seen fireworks in the sky. And if there's one in another direction, another new set of fireworks starts shooting up, you go, wow, that one's brand new. So you focus on that one, but not all the other fireworks that are happening even behind your head. People are buying nonstop. It's not like people have stopped buying, especially when the price dipped. I still see all the comments who bought the dip? And I'm sure tons of you ended up buying the dip as well. Now, on a larger scale, companies and governments and government leaders are also doing the exact same thing. They're mining it. They're doing this and all the other kind of things out there. Anyway, that's the rich people are still buying Bitcoin. Don't be surprised when there's none left news. And let's move on. Wait, is this the same? Is this the... Nope, this is also something different. Fantastic. Chinese tech company Meitu, I hope I pronounced that correctly so people don't scream at me, announced that it has invested more cash into crypto with a $10 million Bitcoin purchase. What? The publicly listed company now owns $100 million worth of Bitcoin and Ethereum as part of its cryptocurrency investment plan. Do you know how much $100 million worth of anything is? You know what happens if IF Bitcoin does a 10x? How rich that company is? The company, which makes smartphones and selfie apps, said it brought over 175 Bitcoin in its latest investment. Meitu started off March by spending 22 million on Ether and 17 million on Bitcoin. A couple of weeks later, it bought an additional 28 million of Ether and 21 million of Bitcoin, bringing its investment up to $90 million, but it wasn't enough. As per their cryptocurrency investment plan, they wanted $100 million worth of crypto, and that was their goal. They did it. Woo! Yeah, let's party like it's May 299. And once again, that's one company. It's impossible for me to stress that enough without actually shaking the microphone and destroying my computer in some sort of way. But that's one company who publicly told us that they did it. So just assume for everyone that there's 9 more who are doing the same that just aren't telling us. Especially those who aren't publicly listed. Anyway, that's the $100 million worth of Bitcoin and Ether news. Because, that's where the world is heading. So they're trying to make sure that they remain rich. News. And let's move on. And to finish things off, the Sacramento Kings, an American professional basketball team. Why do they have to write all that? The Sacramento Kings, a basketball team, will offer everyone in its organization the option of getting their salary paid in Bitcoin. Yes. This includes all players. I would hope it would. According to the NBA, imagine if it was no, not you. Mike, you don't get it. I'm sorry. I don't know if there's a Mike on the team, but according to the NBA's team chairman, Vivek Ranadive. Okay, this name sounds fancy. The Sacramento Kings team chairman, Vivek Ranadive, reportedly said on Clubhouse on Monday that everyone in his organization could receive their salary and as much Bitcoin as they want. All of it. Just give me all of it. I just completely. If I could get paid in Bitcoin, that'd be a dream come true. That would solve a lot of headaches. That would be wonderful. A Bitcoin enthusiast, Neil Jacobs, who was present at the Clubhouse meeting, quoted Rana Divine as saying, "I'm going to announce in the next few days that I'm going to offer everyone in the King's organization that they can get paid as much of their salary in Bitcoin as they want." And if any of them say no to that, you'll be able to easily point out who isn't economically know how, like, immediately. I hope that we get news, I want to say in like 2 weeks, that the entire team has been like, yes, please make us Bitcoin money checks or whatever they have to say. Because this will only, of course, flow through the rest of the NBA. I mean, just completely logically. Like, can you imagine seeing your teammates, even if they get just 50% of their, imagine, this is going to be crazy. So what happens is that you have, hopefully, the entire team getting their salary in Bitcoin. Bitcoin goes up to 95,000. The other teams go, whoa. I want the exact same thing. It spreads through the entirety of the NBA by 2023, 2022 and a half. The entire NBA is getting their salaries paid out in Bitcoin. That's a huge amount of Bitcoin that has to be accumulated by the NBA to be able to pay these players. These people have salaries of, millions of dollars per year. You have somebody in the NFL go, I also want to get paid in that digital coin. And their teammates go, yeah, me too. And it completely spreads around. Before you know it, every single pro player in the States is getting paid in Bitcoin or Ether, probably just Bitcoin, focusing on that. You understand the entire idea. That's going to be crazy. And I feel like we're about this close from it actually happening. So close. What were the other companies that we heard it was about a couple of weeks ago at this point, that they were going to be offering their employees as well. They also wanted to get paid in Bitcoin. Boy, howdy. Let somebody tell me that I have the option of being paid completely in crypto. Immediately. Anyway, that's the smart move news because they're way ahead of the curve. So I assume the entire Sacramento Kings team within the next, what is it? I give it 5 years. Probably going to be some of the richest people on the planet. And without further ado, let's move on. I don't know why I said it that way. Oh, phone keeps vibrating. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. Bastos Bolero, LRU, Michelle and Creole, Lionel with Crypto On, Macho Nisa, Tigera, Cake and Me Bake. Come on, that one's really good. Cake and Me Bake, 7-1 Medic Arf, Staff Corner, Monks Fitness Anytime, Face Boat Mick Bodie, Crypto TS, Dayleg Skips Kyle, and Every Day or Day Every Chest Hits Miller. It sounds like Yoda. Coins Minting, Fox Jeremy, Gardner Jim, Charles Anthony, Manjalavori Nick, Suzap. That's Paxis backwards. Suzap. Impaler the Vlad, I, Rich Richie, Setsuna. I can't wait. No, I can't say that backwards. Anu Stez. Yeah, because if I say it backwards, it spells something else. Oh, yeah, it does. Niemad, that's Damien backwards. D3, Cold D, Artist Crypto, Network Roll Bank, World the 2242, Owl Night Wise, Schneider Jared, Thailand Adventures Master, Moroni Moher, Sick Gray Adam. Oh, that sounds bad. Mullis Todd. Abibia. That's a bibliophobia backwards. Ayaphobia. Reader Animal the Sarson John. No more snow. That's Nostromo backwards. Steuer Martin. Yard Vine Joshua. PRX High Man Moon. 965 Utopia. Maldonado Oscar. Harari Yasha. Na the Attila. That's Attila the Han backwards. Na the Attila. James David. Williams Navarro, blockchain and agile auspicious. Nanab Kelot. That's Tolik Banan backwards. Chan Snacky. Dayleg Skip Don't Conan. Noster Patter. Stahl Crypto. Miracle Anid. Case Space. Goodall Troy. Mining Bones Bear. Biddy Quoted. Silva DeLauren. Grolet Miguel 12 Nerd BV. Show. Shaw Jojo. Oj. Izarab Om. That's Mobarazi backwards. Like was Carlos and 556 Speedy. 5 Tukjaj. Tukja. That's AJ Cut 5 backwards. Oh, this is going to be weird. 5 8 Crypto. That's Crypto Black Sheep, because Crypto Black Sheep is spelled crypto, and 8 lack, and 5 heap. So it's 5 8 Crypto. Lay Way Z, the and something captain. Brain Not. Dirk Steffen. M. I can't do M backwards. It's just the letter M. M. And University Bot Gun from Wally Professor. That's fun. I like doing that. Thank you. It's really fun for me. I don't think you understand. Thank you all very, very much for your support. Thank you to all the new Patreon members. Thank you to everyone who left a like, who left a comment or comments, who has subscribed. All these things do help with the algorithm. Everyone who's a member of the channel. And everyone who actually, if you stayed here listening to me ramble backwards, I salute you and I tip my digital hat to you, because that's incredible. That's just, thank you for your everlasting support. At the moment, Bitcoin is at $58,025. It is up by 1.6%. Ethereum is at $2,082. It is up by 2%. Binance Coin is up by 7. It is at 420 US dollars. XRP is at $1.03. It is up by 3.77%. A lot of the coins are, it's like a really weird thing right here. I don't know if they're trying to go up or trying to go down. Cardano's up by 0.96%. It's still at $1.22. We were at, what was it, 9 cents last year? So it's a win if you've been holding it. Chainlink is up by 0.5%. Theta is up by 5%. Filecoin is up by 9%. Dogecoin is up by 4%. Solana's up by 4%. VeChain Thor is up by 9%. Luna is up by 7%. EOS is up by 2%. Crypto Chain Token is up by 4.4%. IOTA is up by 10%. Monero is up by 3%. Tezos is up by 5%. FTT TFTX token is up by 4%. Cosmos is up by 3%. Celsius is up by 6%. Engine Coin is up by 19%. Hedera Bar Hashgraph Bar Graph is up by 8%. Oh boy. Rune, the top, the last, wow. Between number 40 and number 50, it kind of shifts all the time, so it's always something new in the market. Rune Thor Chain, is up by 19%, and Elron E Gold is up by 2%. Fantastic. Is today Friday? Yes, thank the heavens. I do hope you all enjoyed. I do hope that you all are having a great day, a great morning, thank the heavens, a great morning, great afternoon, great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all, every single one of you, once again, for watching, listening, spectating, or commenting, or liking. I don't know what else I have to say. And I'll talk to you all soon. See you. I'm having fun today. See you.